Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Don't Starve! It's a little misleading. We're actually not playing Shipwrecked, because I have not ventured that far yet. We're playing Don't Starve, and we are going to be Wilson, the gentleman scientist. He grows a magnificent beard. And that's very important much later on. There are a ton of characters in this game, they're all fantastic, but part of the fun is unlocking them and discovering them for yourself, so I'm not going to spoil them for you. Yeah, we're just going to do the original game here. We're not, while I possess Reign of Giants and Shipwrecked, I'm still trying to get a handle on how I like to play the actual game itself. But, more into theory crafting later. Right now, we have to enter the world. It's kind of a scary place, honestly. Hey pal, you don't look so good. You better find something to eat before night comes. And here we are. First things first, we're going to scout the initial area. Oh, we have a wormhole right away. I'm not sure if we particularly want to use it just yet. We want a few resources first. So, the very first thing you want to do is acquire saplings and flint so you can make an axe. Which we will do right now. The axe is important because it provides you with defense against any monsters you might encounter, but more importantly and immediately, it allows you to chop down trees, which provide you with much needed lumber. Flint is mineable from boulders, which you can mine using a pickaxe. We don't have second flint. Ah, there we go. Got flint over there. But we need all of these things anyway. Grass is important for fires, mostly, and a few food items. Or rather, cooking utensils. There's a lot of rabbits running around here, which unfortunately doesn't do much for us. Let's go ahead and chop down. These 3 trees are large-ish, so they'll give us the best return for our investment, axe-wise. Number of chops per log, I think, is optimal when the tree is at its largest. Plus, you get 2 pine cones, allows you to build up a little bit of a stock for when you establish your base, which you want to be within the first 2 or 3 days. Just because you really need to place a premium in this game on surviving the winter. Winter is a brutal thing. But I've gotten to the point where I can consistently survive my first winter, and it's generally only when I want to get clever or overly creative. We have 2 good things here. First, we found the road, or a road, and second, we found a bunch of rabbits and some grass. These are all good things. Let's go ahead and make that pitchfork, or pickaxe, rather. Pitchfork is something else entirely. And see if we can't get a little bit of flint from this. We will be dropping this niter. I suppose gunpowder is useful for something eventually, but I haven't ever reached the point of luxury in the game to where I can afford to be crafting gunpowder. I think my record is somewhere around day 16. I think the start, somewhere in the middle of my second winter is as far as I've gotten, which I consider to be pretty respectable for I don't know, anyone really. It's a tricky game, and a lot depends on the kind of terrain that you get. Now, one thing that I've been playing recently a fair amount of Don't Starve Together, which is the online version of this I've been playing with my family. Families who play games together stay together. Oh gosh, that's really misleading phrase. Anyway, playing with my sister and her husband, and a ring thing. And on the online version, you cannot pause. So we are able to pause the game here, which is excellent. I think that's a very nice thing to have while you're recording. Because sometimes, you really want to experiment with something, or you have forgotten a detail and need to look it up, or, heavens forbid, you have to use the washroom. You are just out of luck online because time marches on swiftly in this game. So what I've been doing is just kind of stripping this area of all of these saplings and berries and grass. I really should be planting flowers as well, because this is not a resource-rich area. This is your starting area typically has all of the things you need to get going, and not much else. We don't have any spiders around here. We don't have any pigmen or what are other things? Beefalo is really what we're looking for, but those only appear in the grass biome. This is the forest biome, I think, is what it's called. I like to call it the forest biome. There's also sort of a hybrid, like fields or plains, but this is the more foresty, when you have this density of trees. If you have enough trees where you feel like you light one on fire, it'll catch others on fire. Speaking of, we're going to go ahead and make a torch. And put it right there. This will let us have quick access to it. There's some bees, which are not nice. Once night falls, we're not going to build a campfire tonight. We're just going to keep exploring. No use spending resources on campfire, which takes a significant amount. Not a ton, but early on you don't have a lot of resources. And also because we want to get a bunch of good resources here and then find a campsite, and there's no reason to dawdle for an entire evening doing basically nothing. We still have a lot of hunger left on our initial... Okay, and let's go. You can cut it much closer than that. You can actually let it be full dark for a second or two before you quit. And you can do things like you can use the fireflies in an emergency to give you a little bit longer, I think. But I wouldn't rely on it. So this boulder we would like to be able to mine, but we've got to keep wielding this torch. You cannot successfully perform most actions at night if you're carrying a torch. Unless you want to light a tree on fire, for example. Okay, so this is a graveyard area. You can tell because of the mist that you can see floating by. Kind of subtle, and also because of graves. We'll want to pass on through here. I believe that ghosts can... Well, I actually, that's not true. I don't know whether ghosts can appear spontaneously or not from those graves. But I do know that if you try to dig up the graves, you can occasionally spawn ghosts. And they are a little bit tricky to deal with. They just keep haunting you. Okay. So, we're just following this road. Hopefully it will lead us to... Oh goodness, we need another torch. I probably cut that bit too close. This is my first time recording this game, so... a wormhole. That's useful. I will probably check that out as soon as it's morning. Here we go. Yes, and confirm that this is in fact the Pig King. Huzzah! If you give things to the Pig King, he gives you gold, which is very useful. Okay, let's see where this wormhole goes. I don't use many mods with this game, but one that I do use because it's just important for my sanity is the wormhole color mod. It just tells you which wormhole links to which. And to be fair, that is a skill or a talent that you can use to definitely increase the difficulty of this game. If you don't want to use this mod, just remembering, memorizing which of the creepy mouths leads to which of the other creepy mouths. But I find that to be very frustrating, especially with all of the other things you have going on. So this is a very interesting area. One thing we have found is beefalo, which is fantastic. This beefalo wool we can acquire eventually, but we don't need to pick it up right now. This is nice. It looks like we can possibly get back to our starting area, so I kind of want to explore down this way first. Ah, good. We have a swamp. Hopefully there are some reeds in here. Excellent. Okay, so we are in business in all kinds of ways. We have two of the most important resources for, I think, a good... and there's another one. And, wow, this is a fantastic run already. I am very excited about this. We found Chester. Chester is our helpful friend. It follows you, as long as you're carrying an eye bone. And I think of him as a he just because the name Chester to me is a fairly gendered name, but I don't know how to gender a walking pumpkin monster chest, and we're carrying its eyeball. Okay, so we're just going to take a brief moment to put a few things in there. Stuff that we're going to want at our camp, but we don't need right away. Oh, I did that incorrectly. We want to put 40 in there. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of a small swamp. We won't be able to get a lot out of it, but the fact that there are at least 3 reed spawns and a spider there is all excellent. We have beefalo up here, so now I think we've seen enough of this area. I think the rest of this is just going to be forest. We've got a pigman there, so we're going to go back up this way and see if this doesn't connect up with here, because we can get another wormhole, get a camp somewhere in here. That's a very, very strong starting spot. And I would love to be able to show all of you a good run, a good solid run. It's a very satisfying feeling. So the reason why beefalo are important is, first of all, because of the hounds. Now, this is a spoiler, certainly. Let's see. Okay, these pigs are defending this territory, so this is an even better camping spot up here, probably, because they will attack anything. Oh, and a touchstone. Oh my goodness, we are just rolling in riches. Oh my. Okay, so the touchstone is a free life. We can die one time and come back to life with that touchstone. And we didn't even have to use any resources to do it. Now, then it's gone forever. But, so I will almost certainly set up camp right in this area. We have 42 hunger left. That'll get us to this evening when we can set up a campfire. Ideally a fire pit, which I don't think we have enough for. Yeah, we need more rocks first. So we'll have to find some boulders. But this area is amazing. We want access to a lot of rabbits. Rabbits are what is going to get us through our first winter. Ah, here we go. Another boulder. And we've got a road along here. That's always very nice to have for a campsite. It just helps you get places faster, and it helps you run from the hounds more efficiently. If you get caught off guard by hounds, they will kill you. Especially if you haven't had the chance to make any armor yet. Okay, we don't need this thing. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of wandering around the area, collecting a few more resources. I want to finish off this flower garland here, since our sanity did take a hit from going through that wormhole. Fortunately, Wilson has a good normal sanity level, 200, 150 health, and 150 hunger or stomach food capacity. 150 hot dogs. We can measure his health in hot dogs. 150 hot dogs. I had hot dogs for lunch, that's why I had them on. Okay, so let's take a look here. This does connect through, which is amazing. We have 2 wormholes, one that leads directly to the Pig King. We've got a graveyard up here that we can use in the spring, probably, to hunt for gears, although this is a strong enough start that we may be able to build, to risk digging in the graveyard and build an ice chest for our first winter. That would make our first winter very, very smooth. All other things equal. We do need some gold before we can build a science machine. We don't need it before we can set up our campsite, but I do like to have a science machine as soon as possible. That is what allows us to invent new things. We are, after all, a gentleman scientist. Scientist first. Okay. So this is a pretty good rabbit spot. Let's zoom in on our map here. We don't want our camp to be too close to the touchstone, because if we die in our camp, which is, let's be honest, the most likely place for us to die, we don't want to resurrect into the same group of enemies that just killed us. That's very, very dangerous. Also, the pigmen here and the beefalo down here are going to be our primary runaway strategies, where we're going to drag any monsters that happen upon us, whether they be hounds or the more deadly denizens of the world. So right now I think I want to explore this area right here. That may be a little too close for comfort, but probably right about here is where we're going to want to set up camp. It's at this crossroads here. We've got a road coming out there. We've got a wormhole there that's fairly close by that we can jump into. And we've got another wormhole here that's near some dangerous allies. They will attack other things if we drag the other things into range, but they will also attack us. Alright. So I think we're just, the best use of our time is to head right about there, directly up, and set up our camp. Yeah, this seems like a very good spot. And we have enough for a fire pit. Maybe we want to be a little closer, actually, to this junction. That way we can kind of move around our camp a little faster, and we're a little closer to these rabbits. Yeah, this is a better spot. Let's place it right here. Okay. Alright. So what I want to do with these videos is every 2 days start and stop. That's about 15 minutes a piece. I think that'll keep the videos fairly short. We're going to roast some carrots and eat them here, as well as some berries. I'm trying to remember, let's see, 74 to 83. That's 9 and 13, yes. So it is more efficient to roast the berries. I think it's the fistful of jam recipe that's less efficient than the ingredients you put into it. But just roasting the berries is fine. The 2 days at a time videos will also allow me to rest my voice a little bit in between, since it's been a long time since I've streamed, and this is generally more talking than I'm used to at a time. Or rather, I'm generally talking less non-stop. I get to trade off. Okay, just trying to think of other things that we want to do. Let's eat one more berry, max ourselves out entirely. We don't need to add more fuel to the fire, I don't think. This should get us through the night. Fire's getting a bit low, but it's not in danger of going out. Where did Chester go? Oh, he's right over here. Let's put this manure in Chester. He doesn't mind. And what else? Seeds. We don't need seeds for a while. I think we'll be fine. It won't go out. I mean, it'll probably go out, like, as day breaks. Yeah. Plenty of time. Okay, so what are we doing now? Now we want to get access to a science machine. So let's check out this wormhole and see if it puts us near a boulder field, a rocky biome or a badlands biome. And that's what we'll do today, but for now, I believe that we are going to stop this video here, and we'll pick up tomorrow. This is all you have time for. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.